Hello and welcome to marketing91.com. In this video, we are going to cover the topic. Moving on to what is a SBU. A SBU is a profit center in a business that concentrates on market segment and product offering. Despite being part of a larger business entity, they have competition analysis, marketing plan, and marketing campaign that are specific. SBU could be a branch or a separate business. It could also be a business unit inside a larger corporation. Moving on, corporations might be made up of many SBUs. Each of them individually makes sure they are profitable. SBUs can impact most things that affect their performance. They are run as a separate business, but they have to answer to the parent corporation. Firms these days refer to SBUs as division or segmentation. A corporation can be a collection of SBUs that are similar. Example, General Electric as a company has 49 SBUs. Moving on to characteristics of a strategic business unit. Different business or a group of similar businesses give the opportunity for separate planning. SBUs have their own set of rivals. They have managers who are answerable for strategic planning, profitability, and a unit's performance. SBU encourages similar departments of the company to work together. Moving on to the strategic business unit structure. SBU structure has an operating unit. These units act like individual businesses. The top corporate executives allocate managers to the business for the strategizing and day-to-day operations. So the officer is answerable for coming up with and acting on the strategy. He or she runs the SBU with financial and strategic controls. Thus, the structure brings together related business divisions into the SBU. The senior officers can decide for each unit. The senior executive answers to a CEO. Moving on to SBU and strategic models. Large companies whose business organization is an SBU face a major problem of distributing resources between these units. Two models aid in this process. The first being the GE 9-cell matrix. General Electric along with McKinsey developed a complicated matrix as a technique for portfolio analysis. By portfolio we mean strategic business units. The GE McKinsey matrix has two main variables which are plotted on the X and Y axis of the matrix. On the X axis is the business unit strength and on the Y axis is the industry attractiveness. Once each product is given a value for its attractiveness and business unit strength, it is plotted in the appropriate position on the graph. Once the product in its place, the management can decide the strategy for the product. In this case, there are three major strategies, whether to grow, hold, or harvest the SBU. The next model is the BCG matrix. The BCG matrix is made up of different business units of a company. These are plotted on a graph of market growth versus market share relative to the company's rivals. Resources are given to business units on the basis of their position on the graph. Moving on to why have a strategic business unit? First, it allows an organization to make a better future for itself. Second, it is financially beneficial. Third, it improves the business longevity. Fourth, it gives a chance to come up with a strategic direction. Next, it allows for better decision making. SBUs can develop the brand identity, marketing strategies, and strategic ideas. Next, it lets the parent firm avoid competitive conversions. And finally, SBUs have a lot of freedom to act. Moving on to strategic business unit examples. Starting with the first one, Amazon. As we can witness, the total sales for Amazon in the year 2018 stood at about $232 billion, wherein in 2019, the revenues increased to about $280.5 billion. Amazon has three broad strategic business units. First, the North American segment. Next, the international segment. And third, marked in yellow, is Amazon Web Services. Moving on to the next, Tesla. Tesla has three segments. First, total automotive revenues marked in blue. Then comes the total automotive and services and other segment revenue. And finally, the energy generation and storage segment revenue, which accounts to almost 3% in 2019. Next is Google. Google has a diversified portfolio with many SBUs. As we can see, Alphabet, the parent company, has many subdivisions, starting with Google, then Nest, Fiber, Calico, Google X, Sidewalks, Google Capital, and Google Ventures. Under Google, which is headed by Sundar Pichai, there are many businesses which are also considered as an SBU, such as YouTube, Google Search, Google Ads, Maps, Apps, and the Android. And moving on to the final example of Apple. As we can witness, Apple's total net sale increased from $260.1 billion in 2019 to $274.5 billion in 2020. Apple's SBUs include iPhone, marked in blue, then comes Mac, the iPad, wearable home and accessories, and the services segment. So that's it, folks. This brings an end to the topic on strategic business unit. These are some of the sources and links referred to for the content in the video. If you have liked the video, do subscribe to our channel where you'll witness 3 new videos daily. Additionally, if you want to view these videos in an organized manner, you can visit freecourses.net, where all our videos are arranged in the form of courses. Thank you and see you in the next video.